Hoi An is one of those places everyone thinks they already understand. But the more I spend time here, the more I realize that's just the surface. Hey guys, it's Chris. I'm in Hoi An and I'm staying at Little Oasis Hotel. Let's go check it out. I've been coming back to Hoi An a lot more recently. Not just to visit, but to spend time here. Each trip feels a little different. I notice more details, ask better questions, slow down a little bit more. The longer I'm here, the clearer it becomes that this place has layers, and I feel like I'm still at the very beginning of understanding it. Whoa! Check it out! It's so bright in here, and it's really cute, right? Look at these like wall paintings. Nice touch, right? You have the fresh local bananas for your sweet tea. Welcome to Little Oasis, look at that. Hoi An always pulls me back. Something about the water and the old bridges. When you arrive at the hotel, it's the small details that stand out. Things that reflect what makes Hoi An feel unique and thoughtful. Downstairs, there's an elegant koi pond surrounded by local artwork, and the whole space feels calm. One of my favorite spots here ended up being the restaurant, and honestly, it's not just because of the food, which was beautifully done. It's the outdoor area, the garden, the rice paddies, and this up-close glimpse of country life. We are in Hoi An at Little Oasis Hotel, and we are about to do their coffee making class. I thought I know how to make coffee, but I'm sure there's tons to learn, so let's see what happens today. Today we have Bung, so he's gonna be teaching us how to make coffee today.
Xin chào.
We started with salt coffee, which honestly surprised me more than I expected. It looks simple, but there's a lot going on. First, we brew the coffee the traditional way, using a fiend. You let it steep with hot water for about 10 minutes. Slow, patient, no rushing. This is how coffee has been made for generations. Then comes the part I didn't really understand until today. Salt coffee isn't really about salt. It's mostly milk. There are actually 3 types of milk involved: fresh milk, condensed milk, and cream. I always thought it was just coffee and a little salt added. We start measuring everything carefully. 20 milliliters, 40 milliliters. Apparently, if you go too far, it gets really sweet, really fast. Then comes the salt, just a little, way less than I imagined. You whisk everything together for about 2 minutes until it turns into this smooth, airy foam. Salted coffee comes from Hoi, that's where it originated. And I've been to Hoi at the shop where the founder of this recipe told me the backstory about it. Based off of like a love story that was known to Vietnamese people, I think through the internet mostly. And then he decided to make a coffee that's based off of that famous love story. So salt coffee was actually my favorite coffee for a long time when I arrived in Vietnam 2 years ago. I say was because I drank it so much that I had to take a break from it. But yeah, it's been a long time and it's still one of my favorite coffees. Next, coconut coffee. Strong fiend coffee goes straight into the blender, then condensed milk, ice, and coconut cream. First sip, cold, creamy, really smooth. Vietnamese coconut coffee just works. Coffee, coconut, ice, and sweetness. Perfect for the heat. This is my favorite coffee just because it's nice and cold, it's ice blended so that it's a drink that, you know, as it melts, you can keep drinking it and it just sits with you for a long time and it's just really delicious. Who doesn't like coconut? For egg coffee, Dong helped me crack the eggs, which is kind of embarrassing, but I'm not good at it. We use the shell to separate the yolk, then I try. And of course, I mess it up. Just a little. Condensed milk goes in, as always, and a bit of vanilla, which I'm told helps soften the egg flavor. Then cinnamon, one of my favorite ingredients. We start whisking and it already smells amazing. The texture turns thick and foamy, almost like melted cheese. A little more cinnamon on top, and then first sip. Rich, warm, and way better than I expected. Egg coffee from Hanoi. You know, anyone who knows Vietnamese coffee knows that condensed milk is a big part of traditional Vietnamese coffee, right? But because they didn't have access to that, the creator of this coffee used egg. Egg was kind of just out of necessity. And then now it's become a signature of very Hanoian type of coffee. And now you can find it anywhere all over the Old Quarter in Hanoi. Very popular. Today we are in Hoi An at Little Oasis Hotel, and we're about to do a cooking class today with anh tên gì anh? Đời, anh Đời. So anh Đời is gonna teach us how to make some Vietnamese food today. I don't know how to cook anything, so this is gonna be very useful for me. Mita can cook.
Yes,
but
better
maybe
than Chris.
I can't cook at all. So yeah, Master Chef. We got shrimp, pork, pickled veggies, decoration, lettuce, and lá này tiếng Anh là gì ta? Oh, mince leaf. Yeah, you see, I don't know anything about cooking. Chỉ có một số món là nó không ăn được. Sầu riêng không ăn được nè.
Mắm tôm
ăn được. Hột vịt lộn không ăn được. Tiết canh không ăn được. 3 món đó thôi. Một miếng thịt heo. Sao mà mỗi lần cuốn cái nó bể.
của em là nó bự ở trên, xong rồi từ từ cái nó nhỏ ở dưới
còn
này.
thì nó hơi lòi chút, nó bị nát một tí nhưng mà không sao. Oh yeah, mọi người chấm điểm nè. Chấp nhận mình cũng nhìn vậy chứ ngon lắm á. Cái này sẽ ngon hơn cái này, nó chịu xấu hơn thôi. Anh Giang có người giúp kìa.
Anh đừng có ganh tị nha.
Anh lật trước đi.
Wow.
So easy.
1, 2, 3.
Cái này nó hơi dĩnh.
Extra crunchy. All right, so our instructor today for this lantern making class is Hugh. Let's get started. So he was telling us that there's a few items here that are the essentials. So we have the frame of the lantern, and then the fabric, or I'm guessing the outside of the lantern, and then we have glue and also scissors. Yeah, so 4 items. The origins of these lanterns comes from China. So there's many centuries of Chinese and Vietnamese interaction. Chinese people brought this style of lanterns to Vietnam. And he's saying that when he was a kid, they made lanterns usually out of cans and just easier, accessible material. So these are kind of like a fancier version of lanterns, right?
Lồng đèn của Việt Nam mình có rất nhiều loại. Tương tự như một loại này thì nó là lồng đèn bình minh. Nó xuất phát là khi mà một người nông dân khi buổi sáng họ đi làm thì họ mang cái lồng đèn này, ánh sáng sẽ tỏa lên phía trên rất là nhiều hơn, rồi sẽ tỏa ra một vùng rất là lớn. Còn một cái lồng đèn như thế này, nó là lồng đèn hoàng hôn. Từ khi buổi chiều người ta sẽ treo trong nhà, ánh sáng sẽ tỏa xuống bao trùm cả một không gian nhà. Nó sẽ sáng hơn cái ngôi nhà của mình sẽ không bị tối ở phía dưới. Rồi khi xưa là khi mà chưa có đèn thì người ta sẽ dùng cái này.
Cái này em thấy giống cái hình đèn dầu, giống như kiểu hồi xưa hay cúp điện á, thì trong nhà sẽ hay có đèn dầu hoặc là đèn cày.
Tỉ mỉ. What that mean?
I don't know what's in it.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you have to pay attention. You have to be really careful.
Yeah, with your hands.
Yeah. Did you celebrate Mid-Autumn when you was in the US?
I don't know anything about Mid-Autumn Festival.
Really?
I never remember what time of the year it is. All I remember about it is getting mooncake. Bánh trung thu. I know my favorite one. I like the loại dẻo.
Bánh nhân dẻo.
Bánh nhân dẻo. This is actually really nice because It sounds kind of crazy, but I haven't had something that slows me down like this in a long time. You know, like I go to work and then I come back and I'm usually on my phone, just overstimulated, and like, you know, this is just slowing me down and like, you know, getting me to focus on something. Ta-da! Not bad. I'm proud of myself. Look at this.
My first lantern. Very Hoi An.
Hoi An is one of those places that keeps opening up the more time you spend here. It's not just what you see, it's what you do, who you meet, and how slowly you let things happen. This trip felt less about checking things off and more about being present, learning through coffee, cooking, making things by hand. And that's kind of what Hoi An does best. If you give it time, it gives something back.